Despite the loss yesterday, did Brandon Allen do enough to keep this job for another week? Well, first and foremost, we heard from Vic Fangio about an hour ago that this is the case because he was asked about Drew Lock, and he said, "Yeah, we're gonna get him reps with the scout team, and we're gonna give him reps in the team offense this week." And then the follow up was, "Hey, does he have a chance to be the backup against Buffalo this week?" And he said, "Not likely, but possible." Not likely, but possible. So that's not the plan right now, right? We're hearing on a Monday that it's not likely. The game is in 6 days. So I am not holding my breath that Drew Lock is even going to be the backup. Should he be? Yes. He should be. What's the value of having Brett Rippon as your backup quarterback this week? Even if for no other reason that it is getting the primary snaps behind Brandon Allen throughout practice, which kind of sounded like that was the case anyway a week ago. We don't know for certain. We don't know how many reps that Brett Rippon got. But even if it's just to, like for Drew Lock to prepare like he's going to start, because that's your job as the backup, isn't it? To prepare like you're going to start. So break glass in case of emergency, you are ready, right? He's not going through that this week. So yes, if you're asking me, should Drew Lock be the backup this week? Absolutely. Should he be starting? That's a separate conversation. We can agree to disagree on that one. But for me, he should be starting because by the time that you go to Buffalo, New York, to New Era Field on November 24th, he'll already have multiple weeks of practice underneath his belt. And this thing's never going to be perfect, all right? So I'm cool with just putting Drew Lock in as the backup this week, starting him against the Chargers. But from Vic Fangio's viewpoint, doesn't sound like he's in a rush to get Drew Lock in there. And there is no guarantee that Drew Lock is going to start against the Chargers. Not even a little bit, guys. Not even a little bit of a guarantee. So, did Brandon Allen's performance yesterday benefit him over the next couple weeks that he could keep his job? Yesterday, Brandon Allen went 17 for 39, which is completing 45% of your passes, which is just flat out not good. It is woefully below average. You want to be, as an NFL player, a 60% or better. That's typically the watermark for completion percentage. You have guys in the high 60s, even in the 70s, that are at the top of the leaderboard in that category. 45%, there may have been one or two worse, but I'd be willing to bet, and I didn't go through game by game, but I'd be willing to bet that's the worst completion percentage in the NFL. And a lot of it yesterday was Brandon just throwing it away, just like, oh, nothing's here, throwing it away. And you could actually build an argument that that's a good thing. For most of that game, the Broncos had a lead. Don't try to do too much. Be conservative. He threw for 240 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The touchdown was to Troy Fumagalli. Fumagalli, welcome, man. Welcome. It was good to see him make a play. He threw that interception at the end of the first half. Allen did. To Sendejo when looked like Noah Fant sort of pulled up on his route the last second. There's good and there's bad. The good for Brandon Allen is there was explosive plays. That continued. You had the 48-yard pass to Cortland Sutton. Remember, he just dropped it in there, right? That was crazy. It's another one of these. It's like, how did that find its way through? How did that happen? But he gives Cortland a chance to make a play. 48-yard pass. Whew. We haven't had a lot of those throughout the last couple of years, have we? He had a 30-yard back shoulder throw to Tim Patrick. That was maybe my favorite of the game. He had a 31-yard catch and run to Noah Fant. 43-yard play to Sutton that sets up the McManus field goal that was unfortunately missed. But Brandon Allen, made those things happen. He used his legs for a first down at the end of the game. That was awesome. Should he have got out of bounds? Okay, whatever. But he made the play. It was 4th and 1. He ran for 11 yards. He gave the Broncos a shot. So that's the good. The bad, well, he underthrows guys that maybe could go for would-be touchdowns that aren't. The interception with 1 minute left in the first half, up 20-0. I mean, adding more points on the board, going in the break with even more momentum. 23 would have been nice. 27 would have been just a nail in the coffin, probably. At the end of the game, it drove me nuts. Not getting the Broncos to the line to clock the ball at the end of the game. If you haven't seen how much time was wasted, go to the top of my Twitter timeline. The video is posted there. There's like 28 seconds left when he gets tackled. And somehow the Broncos don't get a snap off, or a timeout was called with 10 seconds left. It's like, wait, what? How are we not more organized? How is there not a plan in place for this? So there's some good, there's some bad. Here's what I'll ask you. What grade would you give him? What grade would you give Brandon Allen's performance yesterday? I'm going to give it a 45% completion, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. You know, I'm going to give him a B. I'm going to give Brandon Allen a B for yesterday. But here's the question that I have. Can Drew Lock do the same exact thing that we saw yesterday? Can he do the same thing and maybe even more? What's differentiating Brandon Allen to keep this job? If we're among the mindset like, okay, he's got to play well enough to keep it. Well, what's differentiating him to keeping the job? Is it simply giving the Broncos a chance to win? Is that the bar? Because it's been so woefully low the last couple of years, if you just like give the team a chance, is that the bar? Should that be the bar? Should he start against Buffalo? Should he start against the I mean, it's not an exact equation here with like definitive rules. It's ultimately going to be up to Vic and John, and I do believe it will be a joint decision, and I do believe that it should be. Will it be? Don't know.